This is the scenario. You're a PMO, you need to manage all the projects on your organization. What you usually do is you capture in different PowerPoints the different projects. You might review them with several people from your team, and then you decide if you approve the project, you don't approve the project. If you approve the project, then good. We move to the next step, where the PMs will need to provide you more details. We'll probably need to provide you all the deliverables, the risks that may have. At the end of the day, all the information regarding that specific project. For that, how do you capture that information? You can have a SharePoint list, you can have more PowerPoint presentations, or you can have spreadsheets all over the place. Let me show you a different alternative on how you can manage your PMO. What I'm showing you now is basically a Power Page. And a Power Page is nothing else than a web portal where you can basically customize what you need to your needs. And here's an example for how you could do your PMO, and specifically a PMO portal where all the PMs can introduce the information of their related projects. They can include new projects, they can give you status on those projects, usually those ongoing weekly, bi-weekly, monthly status that you need of the projects, and they can also manage their project information so that you can report out of all of that information. So if I was a PM, I wanted to create a new project, I will just simply go to new project or click on the image. That's fine. And it will take me to a page where I can input the project ID that I want, the description of the project, start date, and any attachments that I feel are necessary. All of these we could customize to input more data, like what's the budget that they are going to need, if they have a specific due date, or if they have any other information that might be relevant, especially to be able to decide if we approve or we reject a new project. So let's create a new project. We go here and let's say it's project 77, for example. The description is that this is project 77. That's going to start basically today, and there's going to be no attachments. We now have created a new project, but how do I know as a PMO that a PM has created a project? Do I need to wait for them to tell me? Do I need that they send me something? This is completely automated. You will receive an approval request telling you, hey, this is the information of everything they have submitted. You see that it already popped up. Maybe I'm in front of it, but it has already popped up in my Teams, also on my email. You will basically receive all the information that you need. And again, we could customize anything you might need there, and you can just approve or reject. And let's come to my activity. And you see here that I have an approval request. So these are all the details that I may need. Right now it's quite bare bones because this is all customizable, and I can approve or reject this new project. But what if I have a lot of requests and I don't want to see it here? And I was doing something else, I received multiple requests, and I want somewhere that I can see all the projects that are basically new, and I want to decide if I want to approve them or not. Fine. We also have an app that is basically the backend of that portal where you can see all the projects. And if we go to the project overview, we'll see all the newly submitted projects. You can see here we have project 77 that we just submitted. We can come here and decide to approve it, deny it, say that it's under evaluation because we need maybe more information, or we just keep it as it is, as submitted. I'm going to approve it from Teams. I come here and I approve. Now, the PM, in this case is me, will receive a notification that their project has been approved, and they can start to input their information, everything related to the project. So how would they do that? They would go back to their PM portal, and when they go to manage your project, and we can change that to your needs, they will basically see all the projects that they have that are approved. If they click on new project, they will go back to the old page. But if we come here, we have project 77 that was approved. And you see that there's only the approved projects. Because if we go here to the app that I saw yesterday, you'll see that there are other projects that have not been approved. And then they'll show here, no project 7, no project 3. So let's say I want to add new information on my project 77. And things that we can add, and again, we can customize all of this. We can add KPIs, for example, or deliverables, or risk. Let me show you an example that has a lot more information. If we go back, Let's go with project 1. We want to edit this and we will see all the KPIs that we have, all the deliverables that we have, and all the risks that we have identified. And each one of them we can modify, we can add more information, we can remove them, close them, all of that we might need. For example, on KPI 1, I want to update the KPI value, or I may want to edit the information on the KPI. What's the description of the KPI? Well, I just want to remove it, or I want to see the details. Let's say I want to update the value, but this time of KPI 1, 2, 3. Okay? I'm going to update the value, and you'll see I choose KPI 1, 2, 3. This is the latest value. All these fields are mandatory right now. We can modify the whole thing to put the fields and the information that you might need. If you need more information, we add more information. So the current status is basically the status of today, and the current value, let's say it's 150, whatever it may. We send it, and this is something the PM will do on the backend. You don't have to manage anything, you don't have to go behind them. We have the deliverables, all of them have their start and their due date, and we also have risk with mitigations, priorities, descriptions, owners, anything else you might think of, we can also add that. But if you wanted to see all of that, you can always go back to your app. This is only for the PMO, not for the PMs. And here you can go to all the active projects, you'll see all the projects, and if we go to project 1, we will see all the status that they have input, and I'll show you later what that is, what's the description of the project, and then the overall status, where we'll see all the KPIs, all the deliverables, and all the risk, the same that we were seeing here. But this is what the PM sees, and this is what the PMO will see. Now, inside of each one of them, we can see different status that have been input to that specific KPI, like the one we just input here. That started here, and this is the current value. We wanted to report information out of this. Quite a common scenario where we basically would like to see, hey, these are all the projects that we have in the organization related to all of these OKRs or goals or related to your organization. This is their status, and this is all the information we have. We can connect all the information that is here from all the projects that I was showing you before. And again, I repeat, they will only see their projects. Right now I see all the projects because I'm the PM for all the projects, but they will only see the projects that they are related to them. So they cannot modify someone else's project. They cannot update anybody else's project. If we wanted to report these, usually what happens is that they create ongoing status. So they will come here to the project status and say, hey, for this project that I have, this is my status, these are my latest accomplishments, and this is the next thing I will do. They can even close the project and they can put the date of the status. Once they input all of that, you will see it again on your project. And if you go to general, you will see all the status right here on the right. So you have all the status with the latest accomplishment, the next step, the status date, or any other information you feel that you need for your PMO. And again, we can report out of this, and it looks like this. We can have all the projects related to these specific OKRs, and this is just a view. You can get this view into a PowerPoint, for example, so that you can see more information in your PowerPoint, so you don't have to be updating your PowerPoint. All of this information relates to all the projects that are right now active and that are assigned to an OKR. That's something that you, as a PMO, will have to do, or if you do it differently in your projects, you can do it differently. Now, let's say I want to see more information on project 1. I can always go here and drill through to the project details. And it takes me here. I can see when it starts, when is the due date. The description of the project is quite short. We can add a lot more information. The OKR and what exactly it stands for. We have it here on the top. We have it here on the right. The KPIs and their latest status, the latest values that we have. We have the new one that we have added, KPI 1, 2, 3, with their new status. We have all the status that they have been providing. So on the 5th of June, they provided this status. On the 28th, that other. On the 27th, that other. And this could be monthly, weekly. And then we also have all their deliverables with a simple Gantt chart that we can see when something is going on, what's going on, what are we working on. Right now, deliverable 1 and deliverable 3. And we see that deliverable 1 finishes in some days and deliverable 3 will take some more time. And we also have the associated risk. All of this, it's just an idea. We can customize everything you might need, and you can see that everything is related. We can embed these into your PowerPoint presentation, so you don't have to refresh any of your presentations. You just grab them as they are. But at the end of the day, this is just for you to see an idea of what you would be able to. Again, everything is customizable.